Going to be a very elaborate review, but I wanted to point out a few things about this game that I both enjoy and absolutely don't. So there's a few things that I like about the vehicle control. I like how more realistic it is. I go back and forth from playing GTA to this, and it's like in GTA, your cars are like feathers. Like it takes nothing for it to be thrown up in the air and tossed around. And on
Yo,
this one,
Retro, we got some primate thug terracing around the city. Shit, cops doing anything about it? They're trying. Why don't you show them how it's done?
side mission. Um, so yeah, basically, like, okay, let me give you a little example here. See how less easier it is to be thrown in the air, like we're heavy. I find that realistic. Although it is pretty enjoyable to get cars flown up in the air in GTA and so forth. But I don't know, it's also pretty enjoyable with, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, other than that, the one thing I don't like is the music decides to come on when it wants to. Like, I try to, like, even when you're getting in vehicles and so forth, there's no control on turning on the radio. At least so far what I noticed. At least, yeah, at least so far from what I've noticed. I mean, I've only had this game for a couple weeks and I've not been playing it consecutively, but right now I'm just driving around. I should get to my mission. But anyways, so the music, like when you get out, when you're like on foot, you'll notice that he'll have headphones in. He takes them in and out depending on like if he's verbalizing with anyone. Um, but yeah, there's I barely get to hear music on here, and I have no way of controlling that. I mean, yeah, I could hook up my Spotify and so forth, but then it would just be playing constantly, even when missions are going on and there's some dialogue. Um, so that's one thing I don't like. Um, the free roam is pretty awesome. I'll show you a little bit later when I get around the city. One second. The graphics are pretty amazing, I think. I mean, some of it's pretty simple, but like as far as explosion effects and people interaction, the the clips that they put in here, I think it's pretty okay. I mean, it's not amazing, but environmental effects are pretty awesome. They're pretty on point, I have to say. Have I seen better? Yeah. Mafia 3, I would say, it was pretty awesome actually. Pretty phenomenal as far as graphics go. I'm trying to find some obstacles here. This might be something. So basically, as far as like getting through obstacles, they actually put in a little parkour on this, and it's pretty legit actually. Like it's not some fake ass shit. And I do a little bit myself if you haven't seen any of my videos, and I have to say that they like actually put in some work in determining what moves are what, and yeah. See, there's not really much around here to show you. Although it is still a little glitchy on like, that was pretty decent. Sometimes you'll jump off of something, land on a different ledge, and he'll kind of like hover for a second. It's like, it's not always on point. See, that was pretty glitchy. I once got into someone's backyard, and it was a couple houses lined up next to each other, and like I did a whole flow about it, and it was pretty awesome actually to watch. I don't know what he tried to do there. If it's high enough, he'll actually he'll do like a gainer off of a ledge. Sometimes a front flip. There's your gainer. Sometimes I guess it doesn't have to be that high. I don't know. There's no way of enforcing what he does though, and I think that'd be kind of cool to put in this. It might be a little complicated. Might make things a little difficult to. I feel like when mapping out the movement of a character and around its environment, it might be difficult to choose your own interaction, because I feel like they made it automated, like depending on the platform and what ledges and so forth, it kind of determines on what he's going to do. To an extent, of course. I mean, a small ledge is a ledge, so I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too far into it. Social interactions. I think that's pretty nifty. I'm so glad that they actually put it in here. It kind of reminds me of the sim life. You can pet dogs, which doesn't really go as far as that. You just kind of.
Can I scritch you?
Yeah, you already did. Like this.
Hey, yeah, I look real smart. It's me. And bam! Hey, how you doing, man?
Yeah,
I got it all.
You got it all. I haven't used all of these yet.
Victorious. Yeah! Damn it! Out of the way! Out of the road. What's the matter with you? Yo, fuck you, and fuck you.
You want to back off right now.
Move.
If no one else is going to kick your ass, then I'll just have to step up.
I'm taking fights now.
Damn!
That's not what I was trying to do.
Out of the way, asshole.
Hey, what's up? Come on, just move!
Breathe, you're okay, stay calm.
I don't think I can fight civilians. I'm sure I could shoot them if I wanted to.
Come on, just move! Come on!
So what's that? Hit on chicks if I wanted to.
Hey, you are bringing the sun out today. You can do it! Oh, you are sunshine.
It's funny because it's not consistent. Like, I could flirt with a chick like for a whole couple minutes and she'll both be repulsed and flattered. So, I mean, there's not a lot of work that was put into it as far as consistency, but that's fine. I doubt a dog can react to something like that.
Howdy. How you doing?
Yeah, so, like I said, I want to kind of see what the passive thing.
Hey, yo, don't get all hypey.
What the shit is silly. I've seen him dance. It's kind of the same one. And he'll just keep doing it too. So I like. Anyways, so there's that. What else? I'm trying to think of what came to mind. I wanted to do this simply because there's a lot of things that I had thought about. Keep yawning for some reason. The abilities as far as hacking goes is pretty cool. It gets pretty complex. One thing that's kind of annoying is button configuration differs from a lot of other games. So like if you're a gamer and you're playing a multitude of games or a few games at once, trying to adapt, trying to put your mindset in it as soon as you like start up a different game. This is one of those games, it's like you have to really think about what you're doing and what buttons signify what. And like with this one, pressing in L3 is pretty standard, especially for like Call of Duty folks and so forth. And I hate that they did not put that in the newer Grand Theft Auto. I mean, I understand back in the day it's had its ways, but with adaptation with all the games, L3 is becoming universal as far as sprinting goes, and I hate just fucking going at it on the X button. So that's kind of the same, but let's see. Yeah. R1 is still or R2 is still shoot, L2 is to aim. Putting my gun away, if you walk around with your gun around like enforcement, like police enforcements or even civilians, I think sometimes they react.
I can't put it down for more than a couple of minutes.
No. But I have walked around cops and they immediately was giving me attention because I had a gun in my hand. I haven't really figured out how to here's to take it out. Selection again doesn't make a difference. Ah, there it is. So I guess just holding. Pressing up. There you go. Figured it out. What was else? Something else that was a little different. I think that's really it. I mean, it's not vastly different. I feel like there's still something else that I can't recall, but yeah. Anyways, driving control is pretty nice actually. I mean, I don't have too many issues with that. Like I said, when I was talking about how more realistic it is, controls are about the same. Sometimes I wish I can go a little faster, but sometimes that's an issue as well. See these graphics, man? See, I think these. Whoop, 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 whoop. If I do some sharp turns, those usually execute pretty well. That one was just a hard one to do. But outrunning cops is not nearly as easy on here. One reason is like to turn corners and stuff without wrecking into everything. You kind of have to be a little more careful. And the city that we're in can be very what's the word I'm looking for? Congested. There we go. And a lot of things can be in the way. But there's not like alleys to turn down like every corner like there is in GTA or anything. Even in Mafia 3. I didn't really play the other Mafia, so I can't really reference that. But yeah, there's very few alleyways. But one cool thing is like when you're trying to outrun the cops, like going down the streets, like these street lights right here, I could turn those red, turn them like all green actually, and or if it flickers, whatever, one of those. I haven't really paid too much attention. They just blink, but it causes everyone to interject and come into each other. So if cops are falling behind me, I can do that, and it messes them up. I can also hack the street power boxes and cause them to explode, which is a pretty big explosion actually. I think it only happens around street lights. I'm trying to find one myself. Just hacking on cars and stuff. But yeah, I can also hack cars and tell them, like right now, I just stop them. Dang it. No examples when I try to show it. Yeah, so that's cool. So like I said, this was not an elaborate review, but I wanted to point out a few things that I loved, a few things I did not like so much.